Hi everyone, my name is Wei, and the type of my speech is a persuasive speech of graffiti, and I'm gonna introduce why graffiti can be considered as an art. The history of graffiti goes back to ancient times, and the in the earlier the drawing on speech appears in caves, and later the ancient Romans and the Greeks wrote their names or protest poems on buildings. And in the early 1960s, graffiti appears in Philadelphia, and uh, by the late 60s, the graffiti reached to New York, and the new form of art take off in 1970s, and at that time people wrote their names or tags or over the city in trains, and until the in the middle of 70s, people it's very hard to look up the window because the train was totally covered by the sprays of drawing, and those drawings were at that time was known as um, letters and masterpiece. And at the same time, it was recognized as an art. The mayor of New York declared the first war to graffiti, and until 1980s, it is very hard to graffiti, and there are a lot of famous artists of graffiti began to use the roads of buildings and the canvas to draw. The debate of graffiti, whether the graffiti is an art or not, is still going on. The graffiti should be recognized as an art because graffiti helps people, provides people to express themselves openly, and it helps people to express their faith. So this one purpose of art. And there are many famous artists like Van Gogh to use their works to show their beliefs, and the graffiti is not an exception. And it also graffiti need to deal with many colors, and it need to mix up many different colors, and the artist should consider how to correctly use those colors, and they must focus on how to properly mix up those colors, and it needs those artists to know what they are doing, and it needs to be very patient. Graffiti can be used as an form expression of art. People can express their opinions, their ideas, their thinking, and to express their political ideas, and also some heritage and culture and religious imagery. So there is a question about whether the graffiti can be considered recognized as an art or not, because people always draw their works on trains. Many people think it disturbs the roads, but there are many people think the reason why those artists draw graffiti on trains is because trains and many buildings is the most apparent, is easily to be seen by others. So in summary, graffiti can be considered as an art, and when art carries the opinions or expressions of human, we can call it art. So it's just a problems of the degree. So many people, many art, it has good art or bad art. So it just depends on how the art can be expressed or shown. Thank you. This is my speech.